during your first relationship that you figured out was not a good idea. Then in your second relationship, things worked out way better. And the options were to either figure it out or to not have a relationship. So I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that I'll fight through it and figure it out. So, um, guys, this is the Max Action Show where we make a difference so that when the party is all over, we're not mad that we didn't produce what we wanted to do with our ambitions. Now, one of the things that I want to show you guys is I'm wearing one of my old shirts from my install company of I do, we do, you do, next. The reason why I'm wearing this today is because the topic of conversation for today is fulfillment. Anybody that's just tuning in, we are working our way through a John Maxwell book called Put Your Dreams to the Test. The chapter today is all about fulfillment. I'm going to take a second and the fulfillment question. Does working towards my dream bring me satisfaction? Guys, right now I'm going through some pretty massive learning curves on some things, and it ain't pretty. I'm getting frustrated, but I also know that as I'm doing some coaching with some other people on some things that I have screwed up enough times to have a reasonable clue on how to do them well, that it turns into a I do, we do, you do, next. In that I'm willing to go out there and look like a fool. According to some, I look like a fool all the time, no matter what. So I might as well turn it into a positive, right? I will go out there and I will look like a fool in front of everybody else until I figure it out. So John Maxwell says you might as well laugh at yourself because everybody else is. It's not the destination. It's not about being the perfect person up on the mountain that just magically got there. It's about who you become in the process of getting there, and then how you can share the love with the people that are in your world by teaching them the things that you learned the hard way. It's kind of like the little kid that's pounding a nail in. After a while, you just got to have the balls to swing hard enough to hit the nail in the right spot. Every single time that somebody blasts themselves in the finger, it's because they have not practiced enough and they don't have the confidence in themselves to hit it hard enough the first time that after the first time, they're done. So, this really kind of plays into a metaphorical situation that really applies to the way they describe fulfillment. They say that or John says, when you're looking at fulfillment, when if your goal is right here and you're right here, boop, that's pretty easy. If you're right here and your goal is way up here, that's weird trying to figure out which way to put your hand when the freaking camera's going backwards. Anyway, if you're way up here, it's going to take a few steps. You're going to have to go through some agony. You're going to have to keep going. And guess what? When you get to about here, some asshole forgot to put that step in. So now you got to go all the way back over here and start with the basics again and step it up, step it up, step it up. Now you found the step, you can put in the step. Now you can keep going. But the bigger that difference is, the more of a gap that you're going to have that you need to fill. The nice thing about that is that there's learning opportunities for you at every single one of those steps. And every time you take one step up that proverbial food chain of life, it gives you the opportunity to find somebody that's a step behind you and help them. But in my opinion, I believe in karma. I believe that that also gives you the right to ask somebody that's doing better than you, hey, that thing you taught me the other day, I've taught that to 3 people now. What else can you teach me so that I can share it with them tomorrow? The reason why I'm going here is because for me, these shows are all about me learning stuff, me applying it, me sharing it, us doing it together so that you can go do it on your own, so that you can teach it to somebody else. And then I move on to the next thing. And as long as I'm doing my job, I'll be learning faster than anybody else. And I'll always have a wealth of information to share with people. Again, I'm not telling you that I got it all figured out. The brightest ideas come out of people who have no clue how to do what they want to do. The reason why is because nobody's pigeonholed their thought process on how it's supposed to be done. So, um, back to the fulfillment question. Look around in your day to day and think about, what am I doing that I can be proud of? Because really, the thing that ran through my head is, um, and I'm sorry, this is bothering me, my stupid camera. Either my head or that camera is not straight. My head's not straight. So we'll just roll with that. So, anyway, the thing you guys really want to think about today is, at the end of the day, when you lay your head down at night, can you answer the question, I'm a badass because? How can you fill that question in? Because realistically, I don't care what you got or what you want. If you can every day of your life lay your head down at night and answer the question, I'm a badass because, you're going to have an awesome life. Because the other thing you're going to be thinking about is, what else can I do tomorrow to make me feel like a badass? Now, for some people, they're going to say, well, that's pretty self centered. Well, as long as you don't turn into an egotistical dick. But if you go learn something so that you can say confidently, look, dude, I studied this book and then I did this, but then I pinched my finger. So don't do that. And I read another chapter. And then after that, I don't know, I lost my tools. So organize your tools. So don't hold it like that because you'll cut your finger, and then always organize your tools. Okay. And then the next time I did it, I didn't cut my finger. I didn't lose my tools, but I also didn't get paid for all my hours because I didn't turn them in on time. So don't do that with your finger. Organize your tools and always turn in your time. So as long as you learn something so that you can feel like a badass, having the great big heart like that to share it with the world and save them some agony. Anthony Robbins' number one thing is to end suffering. So many people think that he's all about money and blah, 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 and it's crap. He's one of the few people that has become a gajillionaire and has not developed a huge ego. I hope I can get one step closer to that. One of my goals is to actually be on stage with him. So the thing that I'm really getting at here, though, guys, is look at your world, think about how your efforts make you feel. What can you do to change your efforts to make you feel like a badass? so that you have then produced some self love to the point where you have compassion and empathy for some people. Gail and I both know it as compassionate curiosity, so that you can understand where they're at and help them take one step. One of the biggest mistakes that so many people make is when they hire somebody new, they forget how many things they needed to learn to get to where they were at. They expect a newbie to just automatically figure this stuff out, which isn't fair to them. Or they put somebody in a position that they're not cut out for. Back to my personal fulfillment mission, some of what I'm working on is helping people figure out how to put people in the right spots, because very, very, very few people know how to put people in the right spots. Maybe one of these days, Gail might be able to actually help us or help me access a training that I can then share with you guys on how to help people be in the right positions from the beginning, instead of them having to go and fail and feel like a turd before you figure out, oh, wow, he's not going to be any good at that. The one phrase is like asking a fish to climb a mountain. Just isn't going to happen. Guys, one of the things that I took in yesterday, and some people are wondering, how in the hell does he do all of this stuff and pump everything into his head? Because whenever I'm not doing something where I'm calling out, I'm pouring in all the time. I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait another 20 years when I'm 20 years closer to dead to get the wisdom to share with the world. I sometimes have a hard time making a decision about what I'm going to do. I actually took in a video from Tom Bilyeu yesterday about decision. The one thing that he talks about is when you have, and maybe nobody on this call has this problem. I know I do. When you're having a hard time getting yourself back to starting a project or completing a project, sometimes just making sure that you open the door and that you get through the door is the first hardest step. Once you're in the room or once you have the book in your hand, the rest of it from there happens. He refers to going to the gym. He made a promise to himself, I'm going to go to the gym. That was really his number one goal. Where if he walked in the door to the gym and he just wasn't feeling it, he had the right to walk back out. A lot of people are going to go, that's stupid. Once somebody actually starts learning some brain science, they're going to figure out that even though he just walked in the door, he did do the first step. And if he does the first step every single day, after a while, he'll figure out, well, if I'm going to the gym, I might as well do a workout, even if it's lame. So, guys, the thing that I'm trying to shoot for here and help everybody understand is that it is very simple for people to think about how they go through their day and look for areas of fulfillment. Anytime you are walking through your day and, hey, this is a Facebook Live, anybody can jump on and give me some examples about how you found fulfillment in today's journey, and how at the end of the day, you answered the question to yourself, I'm a badass because. Because again, guys, it all boils down to having the happy life. Really, I think it boils down to what did I do today to make a difference? Wow. I didn't plan on that going full circle. Wasn't that convenient? So, guys, I will also tell you, I'm listening to my videos back. I'm starting to figure out that I got a lot to learn. And sometimes I need to repeat my own words in my head. Or I should say, I need to hear my own words repeated back to me. Because quite honestly, I've got a number of things in my world that I'm being a hypocrite about. So I'm not wanting to throw myself under the bus, but let's get real. There's a whole bunch of people that are watching that know that I'm saying things that I'm not doing. So I'd be better off being humble and saying, yeah, I get it. That's a problem for me too. So that I can start being true to me and make sure that I'm doing the things that I'm telling people to do. Guys, I will tell you that we have, what are we at here? 2, 4, 6. We got 6 folks in the show. That's better than we've been doing. We only got 9,994 more people to add to the family of the Max Action team before we'll be ready to book a date for the Van Andel Arena. Next week, I'm going to offer a $20 gift card to whoever invites the most people next week. It's only $20, but we'll start there. So, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I do feel as though we are all learning a lot of stuff together, and we're really kind of getting to the point where these things are making us all think about how can we make a difference now with today's efforts. So the subject for tomorrow is the significance question. Does my dream benefit others? If you follow the same example that I'm talking about for fulfillment, and the reason why you're going to step up and take a bullet is so that you can teach somebody else how to get through the battles of life without having to take a bullet to get there. That is going to make the significance question a definite yes, which is, does my dream benefit others? Only if you're willing to teach people what you've learned. One of the big things that I see with extremely competent people is that they've never developed the patience to teach what they've learned to other people. I'll just do it myself. Well, I think you're being pretty selfish, because once upon a time, somebody had to go through hell to figure out how to do it, how to not smash their proverbial thumb to teach you how to do it. And if you did have to learn it on your own, think about how much agony you went through figuring it out on your own. And if you could save some people some of that agony, it kind of makes sense. If you think that they should suffer to get there, you're just evil. So, guys, I hope that helps. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's take this to the next level. Let's get our attendance over 10 next week. I know 10 doesn't seem like much, but 10 is one digit away from 100. So it all starts here. I hope this is making a difference. If there's anything that you guys can think of specifically that I can target to improve to get better, please let me know. and we will talk to you soon. Go out there today and make a difference so that you don't end up mad. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you tuning in.